Hey everybody, Boris, BK Forex. Welcome to the crosses section for November 27th to December 1 of 2017. And the story in the crosses section is actually kind of very interesting. It's definitely very idiosyncratic. One of the cleaner, I think, truer breakouts that we saw at the end of the week was the Euro-Yen move. This was a massive move at the end of the week Friday. And we are now looking to challenge this 134 top of the range. This tends to be sort of an interesting pair because it's very, very quiet for long periods of time, and then when it does break out, there tends to be some continuation. We'll take a look at the charts. I'll show you why there's some potential here to the upside. This basically is a trade on the euro, perhaps going to 120, the yen holding the 111s, maybe even the euro just simply holding the levels of these levels, and the market getting a little more excited about dollar yen. Either way, it looks very constructive to the upside, and certainly has more potential to go towards the 134 resist point. The next idea is pound CAD, which is really hovering very much around this 170 zone. And again, it's a trade both on either the fact that pound could kind of roll over if we get negative Brexit moves, or if the pound breaks out. Either way, this is one of those kind of things where I think it's not necessarily clear that it's a short. It's more of a breakout move. If we break down away from this 170 towards like the 168 zone or so, even 168.50, we certainly have more downside moves there. If we break above that, that would suggest a much more positive tone in the pound. Whatever CAD has, certainly not going to be able to keep up. Either way, kind of an interesting look to let the market give you directional signals. For now, it looks a little bit overhang with the 170 resist point, but by no means a guarantee this is going to be a good short. And then the last thing that's kind of interesting is a very, very slow but surprisingly strong trend move in the Aussie Swiss, which has really declined in a very steady fashion for the last 200 points and still may have more downside movements all the way down to the 74 support. Let's take a look at all the charts here and start even with the Aussie Swiss to the backside. Right now we're at 74.50. The 74 support comes in here quite nicely right over here. This would be the triple resistance support here. And the move has been very, very steady over the last few weeks, as clearly this is really sort of an inverse of, this is a lower volatility version of euro AUD, and definitely the strength in the euro has had weakness in dollar Swiss. But you know, the other impact here is any kind of anti-dollar flows really going to be expressed more on the Swiss side than on the Aussie side at this point, and that could really help the trade move another 50, 60 points to the downside. For now, technically, you can see it's a very, very clean trend to the downside, which is one of the reasons why I thought it was kind of interesting to take a look at this week. On the pound CAD, this is the moment of indecision, right? I mean, it looks, certainly looking at the chart here, you could make a pretty unambiguous statement that it should be a short. It's a failure at a lower high, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But it's really just hovering. That's the key thing. It's not that there's any kind of weakness in the prices. It's just simply equilibrium at around these prices around 69, which really makes me very, very cautious about trying to want to short this thing. I'd rather see a break one way or the other before committing to a direction. A break here into the 71s certainly would be very bullish and would suggest that this is the cable breakout towards the 136 on the pound, and CAD is not going to keep up. On the other hand, kind of a breakdown towards the 67s with cable really not mustering up any kind of movement, and caddy picking up speed as oil prices go up could really take us down to 167 quite quickly. I'd be watching sort of a move above 170.50 or a move below 168 as my key tells of whether this is going to go one way or the other on a directional side. And then last but not least, here's the Euro Yen chart. And of course, we know we're holding quite well above the 131s. This was a big break here. Generally, when you have these kind of breaks, now Euro Yen, yes, notorious for faking you out. We had a big fake out move here, and it could break the hearts of Euro Yen bulls again. But generally, when we have these big moves, they tend to signal for the continuation to the upside. When you have a couple of these big moves, it tends to signal pretty decent continuation to the upside. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt again to the breakout and suggest that yes, although while we do have the 3,400 overhang as a triple overhang, a move through that level would actually be extraordinarily bullish because it would clear all the resistance for the year and take us perhaps all the way out to the 136. And that is a key thing here to watch for, is if the breakout does happen, the breakout could be really big. And that's why the Euro Yen could be one of the more interesting crosses into this week. Wish you guys the best luck, the best trading. Boris, over and out.